Hello everyone, welcome to Cage Games. Today we're going to be reviewing Batman the Telltale series episode 2 called Children of Arkham. I know it sounds fun, right, because children are fun. What? But with that out of the way, most of you people know I really enjoyed the first episode of this series because it set up the rest of the series well, I think, and it set up a lot of plot lines I think, oh, that could be interesting if it was explored good. And I gave it an 8 out of 10, you know. I did have a few problems with it, but if you want to hear what I had to say on that episode, go check the other one out, you dirty pillock. I'm not going to tell you what I didn't like here. Get out of my head. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about this episode, shall we? Story, alright, well this one, I'm going to tell you how it starts and then not tell you anything else. I'm going to try to keep spoilers to a minimum, but for some things I'm going to have to tell you because, you know, reasons I can't explain things without explaining certain things. Good explanation. Anyway, the episode starts off with Bruce reminiscing about his dead parents, like, oh my god, Joe, chill, he gunned down my parents in an alleyway, what am I gonna do? He can't really do anything, because his parents are dead. But then he realizes he remembers something. Oh, Joe Chill, he was an assassin. Someone ordered Joe Chill to kill my parents, and I have to find out who. And his first suspect is Falcone, who was in the first episode, who we beat up real good. Remember that? Of course you don't. You didn't even play it. Bastards. But anyway, he goes to Falcone's room in the hospital, and then he questions him a bunch. And then he's like, we're practically family, kid, you know? Your parents were gangsters, you know? They're bad people, kid. They were real big gangsters, kid. Enough of the kids, man. And this is the part where I'm gonna have to spoil the game a little bit. So if you don't want spoilers, leave right now. 3, 2, 1. Falcone gets shot by a cop named Renee Montoya, who was infected with a drug that Falcone was using, and then the plot thickens, and then the Penguin's on the rise as well, so Batman is getting under pressure. So many things to take care of. Oh my god, play the game yourself. just kidding. That's the story. Presentation, okay, well, as you guys know, it's a Telltale game, so, you know, not gonna go for next-gen PS4 graphics like, Call of Duty 1, you know, they're not gonna go for that. They usually have this comic book sort of feel to their graphics because all of their faces have, like, black lines on them to define certain features of their face, just like the comic books. But for Batman, it sort of works, because if you didn't know, Batman originated from comics. You pillocks. So it kind of works for Batman, you know, and I actually kind of like the look it kind of gives Batman. I think Batman looks really cool. The frame rate's also a lot better than it was last episode, so a lot less immersion breaking with that. But I guess that's presentation. Pretty good. Gameplay, oh goody, this is a good one. So basically it's a Telltale game, so you're always gonna have that point and click, walk over here, press X, ooh. And then you have the dialogue choices where you're talking to someone, and if they say something to you like, oi Batman, you're a right prick, eh? You can either say, hey, shut up mate, punch them in the face, or just say, okay. Riveting dialogue choices, am I right? But the biggest, meatiest part of the gameplay, of course, is the fighting. It's still the same, hasn't changed at all. When you have an arrow on the screen, and you swipe the way that the arrow is pointing, and you dodge an attack, and then you press a button to punch a guy in the face, and then you charge up your meter throughout the fight to let out an Ultimate Warrior! God, I cringe saying that. Ultimate Warrior attack on the person, like pressing 2 buttons, and then you unleash an ultimate attack on that one guy, and you break all of the bones in their body. Just kidding, that's not how Batman rolls. Just kidding, that's totally how he rolls, because, you know, he gets all the bitches. But anyway, that's the fighting, I guess. hasn't changed much. I mean, it is a Telltale game, so you can't have to. They're pretty consistent with the way the episodes play, and I guess that's just kind of the way they develop their games. So you can't really fault them for that. And the good thing is that the gameplay is good. So if it ain't broke, don't break it. I think that's how the saying goes. Sound. Okay, well this is the one that I wanted to talk about. There's not many sounds in this actually. There's just the voice actors really, and all of them are good. So I don't really have much to say about the sound. I mean, everything sounds fine, and the voice actors, they fit their parts well. I mean, Troy Baker's really growing on me as Batman, and yeah, there's not really much to say about sound really. Voice actors are good, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's it then. Sound. So now we get into the verdict part of this review. All in all, I think this is a better episode than episode 1. It develops the story further, and it sets up a lot of interesting things, especially that end part. If there's a certain choice that you have to make in the end that I think really impacts the way the rest of the game goes, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you know, it's two of a kind. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry for that. No, I'm not really sorry for that. I mean, I'm not. Where was I? Oh yeah, this episode is better than episode 1 because I already said that though. Let's get right on to the score then, eh? So with this episode, I'm kind of leaning towards a 9 out of 10 because it's better than episode 1, but it's not perfect. I'm still waiting for that perfect episode. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, and I cannot wait to see where the series goes from here. It's a great continuation of the first episode, and I can't wait until October, where the 3rd episode gets released. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.